So we're going to take some notes. We're going to talk about how each problem is going to be set up. You need one more? Extra? Okay. We're going to talk about how each problem is set up for percents. And then we need... Okay. Sorry. There you go. I didn't see you. Oh, okay. We're good. It's alright. We got to figure it out. And there are 3 parts to percent problems. One is trying to find the whole, one's trying to find the part, one's trying to find the percent. This should not take us a terribly long time today. The practice you're going to do independently. Again, we're not really doing any math today. We're just taking notes and kind of learning how to identify each one of these different types of problems. All right, so before we can use either the part, the whole, or the percent to perform percent calculations, we must be able to determine whether we are looking for the part, the whole, or the percent. This will help us solve basic computation problems and, more importantly, word problems. That is going to be the hardest part about percent problems, is when you have the word problems, is trying to figure out within that word problem what part you're going to be able to or have to solve for. All right, and this is the most important thing, and this is what the whole lesson is about, is being able to determine whether we're looking for the part, whole, or percent. Guys, if this continues to look like this over there, I will take those away and you will not be able to use any of that. Thank you, Christian. You've earned a little bit of grace from me today. Not much. All right, so I will let you know. One of the easiest ones to determine is the percent. If you're looking for the percent, because what is your problem not going to have? If you're looking for the percent, you're trying to solve for the percent. That's not this one that we're doing, but what is your problem not going to have if we're trying to solve for the percent? No, you're thinking way too hard. Way too hard. No, way too hard. Remember, we're not doing any operations today. We're just learning how to identify things. All right, so let's go ahead, go through some examples. Maybe we'll be able to answer that question before we get to it. All right, so the first example is, what is 20% of 40? All right, well, 20% is what? No. Do not call out. Stop. Gabriel. So it's either and this is my fault. Let me explain a little bit more. So we're trying to find the part, the whole, or the percent. This is our question. What is 20% of 40? So what is 20%? Is it the part, the whole, or the percent? Christian?
It's 1/5.
No. Answer? It is the percent. Jesus, Lord, take the wheel today. All right. So it is the percent because what does it have? Alex? It's got the percent sign. So we know for a fact we are not finding the percent because we already have our percent, right? Now, let's go through this a little bit, and it says 20% is given to us, so obviously we're not looking for the percent. We are finding 20% of 40. Of almost always means the number after is the whole. Okay? So 9 times out of 10, if you see 20% of a number, you know that second number is your whole. So in our problem here, 40 is what? The part or the whole? It is the whole. All right, since we are trying to find 40% of something, we are trying to find the piece of it that represents 20%. So this little thing right here says, note, clue number 3 is the best clue. Thinking is your most reliable resource. Sometimes it's just using common sense and being like, okay, well, I don't have this, but I have this and I have this. You're always thinking about 3 things when you're doing percent questions. Is it the part, is it the whole, or is it the percent? So with this one, the only thing that is left is that we are looking for the part. And the format of the questions is pretty similar. So like if this is technically, like this whole thing is part, most of those questions are going to look like this. Does that make sense? Most of them are going to be what is whatever percent of this number for part questions. You got a question, Christian?
Do we write the part like all in capitals?
Yep. Yep. All right, so looking at example number 2, it says 12 is what percent of 60? So are we looking for the part, the whole, or the percent for this one? This one should really jump out at you. Okay? That's the second time. Find a new seat, sweetie. Find a new seat because you're going to end up hurting yourself. Silas. I don't know. You tell me. I need everybody to put everything down, candy, everything. And I need you to quietly, silently read this to yourself and tell me if we're looking for the part, the percent, or the whole. Raise your hand when you have it figured out. Did you read it? Then you didn't read it. If you read this question, 12 is what percent of 60? You should be able to tell me if we're finding the percent, the part, or the whole. Good attitude. You can have that attitude sitting inside today then. Cool. Isaac. Yes. How did you know that? So it tells you right here what you're looking for. What percent? So this is going to be a percent question. Also, it doesn't have a percent in it, does it? It's just got 2 regular numbers. So the 12 and the 60. You still have to know what those 2 are. So the 60 is the part or the whole? What do you think? What do you think the 60 is? It is the whole number. It's the total, the whole. Like, there are 60 kids in this class. We need to know what percent of it is 12. Okay, so then this is obviously your part. So when finding the percent of 60, of always means, almost always means the number after it is the whole. It says 12 is what percent? Is almost always means the number before it is the, what do you think? Zachary? Yes. Since it says what percent, it should be clear that we are looking for the percent. All right, the last one. If we talked about finding the part, we've already talked about finding the percent. Process of elimination. What do you think this last type is? What do you think the last type is? If we've already found the part, we've already talked about finding the percent, there's only one thing left. What do you think that is? BK? Is it the part, the whole, or the percent?
The 12 is the part.
Well, no. Like, so this top part was, like, this top part information was about finding the part. This middle part was about finding the percent. What do you think this bottom part's going to be about? Finding the whole. So this is your whole information. All right, so it says 16 is 40% of what number? So you have your percent, you have this what number, and you have 16. Go ahead and focus. Raise your hand and tell me what 16 is or what 40% is. So we're talking, is it the part or the percent? So tell me which one is which. Like,
16 is the whole and 40 is the
nope. This is how we find the whole. So there's only one, it's either the part or the percent. So what is 16? The part. All right, and then obviously 40% is the percent. It says 16 is what percent? No, that's wrong. That should be what number? No. Just kidding. Is almost always means the number before it is the part. Let me just stop and read what we're doing, not try to change it. Number 2, 40% is given to us, so we obviously are not looking for what? The what? The percent. And then 16 represents the piece of some larger number we are looking for. So we are looking for the whole. All right, so how many of you guys are like, I'm a little confused? That's okay. The reason that is okay is because we literally did an example of each, and it's a whole lot of information, and it's like, it's very wordy information. But you need to understand the format of these questions. When we actually get into solving percents and we use the percent proportion equation, you'll be like, this is probably the easiest thing we've ever done. Because it's literally the same format for everything, except for you just have to be able to know if you're looking for the part, the whole, or the percent. So your practice today is exactly that, trying to find the part, the whole, or the percent. Again, you're not solving, not doing any math today. We're just simply identifying what we're looking for in these questions. All right, so number 4. It says there are 32 students in Mr. Talentino's class. The 32 students, I can't read, in Mr. Talentino's class vote on their favorite barnyard animal. 40% like pigs. How many students like pigs? Okay, first and foremost, I want you to annotate that word problem. So you do it and then stand up when you're done. So again, you're annotating, guys. You're not solving, you're not doing anything. You're just highlighting or underlining the important stuff in that question. All right, have a seat. So raise your hand and tell me what is important in that first question or first sentence. What's important in the first sentence? BK?
32 students.
Okay, 32 students. Now, BK, can you tell me what 32 students is representing?
The whole.
The whole. All right, this is your whole or your total, right? So please make sure that you have this there as well, so you know that is the whole, that is the total. So are we looking for the whole here? No, why not? We already have it, right? So we already have the whole, so check that off. We're not doing that one. All right, then in the next sentence, what's important? What's important in the next sentence? Blake,
40%.
what'd you say?
40%.
40%. All right, so we've identified the whole. We just found our what? Our percent. So we have our information for our whole number. We have our information for our percent. What are we looking for in this problem? The part. Okay, so not as hard as all this extra wordy information, right? Sometimes it's just going, and this is where it's really, really important for you guys to really annotate. And then obviously if we were solving this problem, we would be looking to find out how many students like pigs. All right, so 40% is given to us, so we obviously are not looking for the percent. There are 32 students in the whole class. So 32 must be the, you guys already answered this, so just answer it again. Whole. Lord, children. All right. We are looking to find the piece of the class that represents 40%. So we are looking for what? The part. All right. These are your practice problems. That's a lesson today. That's all we're doing. These are your practice problems. So you have 11 practice problems. And it says for each problem, state whether we are looking for the part, the whole, or the percent. Okay? The first one we're not going to do because you should be able to do that no problem. Let's look at the second one real quick. Okay? So it says 40 is 25% of what number? So I need you to look back over here in example 1, example 2, or example 3 and see if you can not figure it out using this information. Once you think you know what it is, I want you to stand up. Okay? Do you need to go to the bathroom? So once you think you know what it is, you don't have to write it down. Just think but just have an idea of what you think it might be. And we're just standing up. All right, you guys are overthinking this, like 100%. So have a seat. 40 is 25% of what number? So it's 25% right there. So check off what you're not, like what are you not looking for? Percent, because it gives it to us, right? There's a number, 40, before that percent. And then the other part of it is of what number? Which one of these has that format in the question? Is it example 1, example 2, or example 3? Example 1, 2, or 3? Samantha? 3. So if it looks similar to 16 is 40% of what number, what are we looking for in that one? Silas? The whole. Is it the same format as the third example? So therefore you are looking for the whole. And then just underline or highlight or circle or whatever this is whole number. All right, I want you guys to try this on your own. I want you to give it a go. I want you to struggle a little bit. Okay? I'm going to give you about 10 minutes and then we'll go over this together. Okay? If you're not sure about one, just start and come back to it. You should be working. You should not just be sitting. Give it a try. And I want you guys, while you're going through these, I want you underlining or highlighting like a keyword or words that help you figure out what it is. And it's the part, the whole, or the percent. None of those letters, like, we're not solving anything. But this is 45%. Why do you have 25%? Don't make me, I just want you to simply write it. That's all. I mean, you would read it, or you can erase highlight. Again, highlight the words that are telling you if it's the part, the whole, or the percent. I'm not helping you with any of them. If you're not sure, just skip up here to the next one. Right? You're doing all of them, 1 through 11, I think? Yes. 1 through 11, even those 2 word problems down there, you're identifying from the part, the whole, or the percent. You're not solving? Nope. Not answering anything. No math today. Yes, you were doing 1 through 11, guys. 1 through 11. We come around real quick, guys, and check your homework from yesterday. Please have it out.
Can I use the restroom? I didn't get to this one.
Yep, hurry up. Stop talking. What's the problem? You got a checklist? Alright, let's go ahead and go over these. Get some movement in our body today. Alright, so stand up if for number one, well, let's read number one first. It says 25 is what percent of 125? So stand up if you picked part. Why is it not the part? Why is it not the part? Silas. Nice and loud, baby. Okay. So this numbers are part. All right, stand up if you said whole. Why is it not the whole? Samantha.
Because 125 is a whole.
Okay. Stand up if you said percent. Okay, and why is this percent? Answer.
Well, it says what percent of 125.
Right.
And there's no percent on there. Like,
Right. Yep, both of those are perfect. There's no visual percent sign, and it also says what percent. Like I said, percents are probably the easiest one because they're the one that stands out the most. All right, so number two we did. Number three, what number is 60% of 200? All right, stand up if you picked part. Okay, have a seat. Stand up if you picked whole. Okay, stand up if you picked percent. All right, so at least we got that. Nobody picked percent. Why? Why did nobody pick percent? PK? Because there is a percent sign right here. All right. Now, part and whole. What is 200? It is the whole. All right, so this is your whole number. This is your percent. So there's only one of it left, so that will be your part. So if you don't get these right, guys, please make sure that you correct your answer, as well as if you didn't annotate for whatever reason, I thought I saw everybody, please make sure you're annotating. Number 4, find 16% of 25. So based off of this one, can we maybe think the same for the other one?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about it. Stand up if you picked part. Number 4. Stand up if you picked part. Or if you didn't pick part, but based off of number 3, you're now changing your answer to part.
I thought we were on 2.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. All right, so this is part. Raise your hand and tell me why. Why is this part? Isaac.
It's like the same on number 3. We have a percent and
The 25 is our.
whole.
All right. Number 5. 50 is blank. 500. All right. So stand up if you picked part. Okay. All right. If you don't stop spinning in that chair, you're gonna get out of it. Have a seat. Stand up if you picked whole. Stand up if you picked percent. All right, so this is a percent because what doesn't it have? What does it not have? Alex? Right. So it has no percent. All right, and then obviously 550. So this is your part, and this is your whole. All right, number 6. 30 is 40% of what? All right, stand up if you picked part. Stand up if you picked whole. Mason, give me your book. Give it to me. Give it to me. Stand up if you picked percent. All right. This is our whole because why? Why? By now, you guys should kind of be able to tell me why it's a whole, why it's a part, because the majority of you are getting the right answers. Gracie?
You can tell it's a whole because of the second, and because it says 30 is 40% of what number?
Because of the second and the what?
The second problem, it's a whole and it's part of the same thing.
So, okay, so you're referring back to number 2. Okay, and you also see a percent, and the format is the same because it's kind of like, again, if a number is before the percent, it's usually the what? If the number falls here before your percent, it's usually the what? Part. If the number falls after your percent, it's usually the whole. Again, there's a pattern to these problems, to all percent problems. All right, number 7. What is 140% of 20? What is 140% of 20? Stand up if you picked part. Stand up if you picked percent. Stand up if you picked whole. All right, this is a part. And again, we have our percent. And we have 20 is our whole number. Now, this one could be a little bit confusing because 140 is bigger than 20, right?
Yeah.
So this one might have been a reason why you had to second guess a little bit, but it's still, there's no number before the percent, there's a number after the percent. 600 is 300% of what? Stand up if you picked part. Stand up if you picked whole. All right, raise your hand and tell me why. Christian.
Because we're trying to.
No, tell me why. Like, keep it simple. I don't want rocket science. I just want basic. Why is it the whole? Do you see a percent? Yes. Yes, you do. All right. 600, is it before the percent or after the percent? Silas. Silas H. Is the 600 before the percent or after the percent? Which tells me it's what? It's the part. Y'all are killing me. All right, number 9. 45% of the class is girls. There are 90 girls in the class. How many students are in the class? All right, so this one is a little bit harder because it's not formatted like the last 8. But we should still be able to go through and identify certain parts. So, what's important in that first sentence? Blake.
45%.
Which tells me I'm not looking for what? I'm not looking for the percent. All right, the next part it says there are 90 girls in the class. What's important in there? Okay. Why is that important? Huh?
Because what we're, I don't know how to explain. What is the whole?
No. Nope. And this is not the whole. This is telling you that there are 90 girls in this class. All right. How many students are in the class? So what is that telling us we're looking for based off of this question right here? Zach? Mason, if you're going to be like that, son, just get up and leave my room. Like, it's really not that serious. I'm sorry, Zachary, what were you saying? Yes, it's telling us that we are looking for the whole because the question is, how many students are in the class? This is your part. All right, number 10. 40% of the voters vote for Jimmy B. Political for president. 80 million people voted. How many votes did Jimmy get? All right, what's important in that first sentence? Drake? 40%. So we're not looking for what? The percent. The next sentence says 80 million people voted. 80 million people is obviously important. What is that representing? Samantha? This is the whole. So then we are looking for how many votes did he get, which we're looking for the, just say it, part. All right, last one. 300 middle schoolers vote on their favorite sports. 60 of them like hockey. What percentage of the students like hockey? This one should be really, 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 really easy. All right, so what's important in that first sentence? Isaac, what's important in the first sentence? All right, Isaac, do you know what that number is representing? Yes, so this is your whole. All right, the next sentence, what's important in there? I need some new friends. Everly.
In the second sentence, something important, 60 of them like the hockey.
Okay, and what is that 60 representing?
The whole,
No,
wait, the other part.
this is the part. And then key word in this last one is what percentage of students like hockey. So we are looking for person. All right. Go ahead, get this glued in.